Good morning, lovelies. Coffee. Possibly too much coffee. So, I'm not your guru. I say it all the time. I'm not anybody who is like trying to tell you what to do. I don't necessarily have any answers for you. I just know what has worked for me to take me to this high place where I am now, mentally and emotionally. Not meaning that I'm better than anybody else or higher in any way. I just feel so much better than I did even 6 months ago. And I've been in a great mood for about 4 months, nonstop. And I did certain things to get here. So I'm sharing what I'm doing. I want to talk today about higher self and communicating with the higher self. I had a dream not too long ago. I actually recorded a video about it briefly, about my higher self in my Kundalini diary video. I had a dream that a narrator said, this man wants to talk with his higher self and this is schizophrenic, skip over it. And I thought that was really interesting because with schizophrenia, I'm not sure if this is true, I have to look it up, but it feels like there's a split and there's like this misunderstanding of reality. And it feels like that dream meant that the higher self is never separate from you. It's sort of, in a way, like the Christ consciousness that you hear talked about. If you're listening to this video, it's very likely that you listen to other spiritual videos as well, and you've probably heard of Christ consciousness. Well, Christ consciousness isn't something outside of you to be attained. It's something within you that you need to remove the blocks within you just to let it be. And the higher self is that as well. Probably sort of the same thing, and the same as Kundalini. You are your higher self right now. There's nothing imperfect about you. It's simply that you have a bunch of shit covering up your perfection. Anyway, that's kind of besides the point of this video. That's just me reminding you that you're already perfect and whole. You just have crap like we all do. Dirt covering your beauty. Perfection. At first, I needed to externalize my higher self. And I gave it a name. I called it Star, S-T-A-R-R, which when I met my fiance and I told him about that, he was like, that's a stripper name. And it totally is, or a porn star name. So I gave that up. And I actually went from Rhiannon to Rhi. And I'm going to actually change my name legally, not because I didn't love the name Rhiannon, but because that represents the old me that I want to shed. And Rhi represents my best self, the self that I want to be in the world. So I gave the new name of Rhi to my higher self, and I ask my higher self questions, not as a separate part of me, but as something that I'm aware very much is inside of me. And I know that it's just a part of me that's higher that knows all, and we all have it. It has access to all of the information in the world. I have access to that. But by calling it a different name, I make it specifically known to that part of my brain that this is what I'm speaking to. I am wanting to access the part of me that knows everything. It has this label. And then it makes it easier for me to get that information. It's basically why I gave it a name. Not because I actually believe that it has a separateness to it. It doesn't. There's no higher self up there looking down on me. I don't believe that. Maybe you do. I don't know. I'm not here to tell you what to believe. But for me, my higher self is in every cell of my body. And my goal is to be that. And I can't not be that. So I just need to remove everything that isn't that. And I'll ask it questions. I'll say, hey, Ree, should I eat an apple or a banana for breakfast today? Or something else? And it always answers me. I don't think you need to get fancy about this. I think communicating with your higher self is literally just asking the questions. You can give it a name if you want to. Different people have done this in different ways throughout history. They've actually had, Napoleon Hill had his, in the book Think and Grow Rich. I don't know if that was his book, but I think it was. I can't think. Anyway, he had like a council of all of these great masters who were dead, like Abraham Lincoln and Benjamin Franklin, and people who he admired who had passed away. He would imagine them as like part of his board, and he would sit with them and solve problems and get their knowledge. And it worked wonders for him. I mean, look what he accomplished in the world. His book is read by like just about every wealthy person in the world. People love his stuff. Anyway, so I feel like if you need to do that, give it a name. That's great. If you want to have a group of higher selves like Napoleon Hill did, perfect, do that. Whatever you need to do to get you started. But what it really is just asking the question and trusting the answer. That's it. That's as simple as it is. You will get the answer. Sometimes it takes some time. I will ask a question and the answer always comes. I just don't know when it's going to come. So sometimes it's a matter of seconds. Other times it's a matter of days. It depends on the question and I guess my receptivity. Those are my thoughts on talking with the higher self. I think that people do these meditations and visualizations and I think that it can work, but I don't feel that it's necessary. I feel that just knowing that you want an answer and asking the question and then just listening and trusting that answer will get you into the habit of knowing how to ask and then knowing how to listen and receive. There's really nothing else to it because you are your higher self, and thinking that you're not and that you have to access some outside information and ask other people's opinions and do what you think other people want you to do, all of that is actually those are the blocks that prevent you from being your higher self. Trust yourself. Ask yourself what you should and shouldn't do, should and shouldn't eat, should and shouldn't wear. Like, first of all, there are no shoulds. So if you ask should, your higher self's going to be like, what the hell are you talking about? You might not get an answer. But if you ask something like, if I take this job, will it upgrade my life? Will I be happier? Then there's a specific answer, because that is a specific question that doesn't involve the opinions of others. I hope that was helpful. I will see you very soon, and I hope that you have an amazing life.